Welcome to the Geeks, Listen, Just a Podcast YouTube channel. This show where we talk about shows, movies, video games, and cool stuff we see during the week. I didn't say what you doing because
no, my God, what the fuck?
I might change the name. Because the way I'm spelled it's like a pun, and it's kind of hard to find on YouTube's.
Okay. So
it might just be like week reviews or something lame. But y'all OG fans know that it says, what you doing? Where we talk about watch and play during the week. I'm your host, Enterprise. With me is sometimes me ghosty friend.
Felix.
What's cracker lacking dog?
I don't know. My brain just melted, so I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's harder than a bitch. So
yes, it fucking is.
Let's get into this. We got 5 pretty decent to okay movies and stuff we watched this past week. Starting with, so again, this is what I do with like weird ones. I usually, because we have a podcast as well where we talk about, new trailers, shows, movies, and video games and cool stuff we see during the week. I'm on top of the trailers, so sometimes I'll see a trailer and be like, meh, right? But if after I see the meh trailer, there are really dope reviews of the meh trailer movie that didn't have no thing on me, I'll hop on and watch the movie.
Just to see what's up?
Just to see what's up. So this movie was scored a 9 by IGN, and it is Nicolas Cage's Pig. You heard of that one?
Yeah, I've heard about it, but I don't know what's up.
So it's about a truffle hunter who lives alone in the Oregonian wilderness, must return his past to his past in Portland in search of his beloved foraging pig after she's kidnapped. MVP, the pig. Second MVP, El Pinche Nicolas Cage.
Neta?
Yeah. It's very rustic, borderline artsy fartsy. I keep wanting to call it John Wick, but there's no ass kicking involved, so it's nothing like John Wick.
Okay.
It's just John Wicky in the sense that his pet gets stolen. But instead of John Wickness, he kicks their ass just by pure intimidation,
Okay. So just for mentioning his brass balls?
Yeah. So he just like stares at somebody, grunts a little, and everybody's like, holy shit, scary. Because he rustic. He's like living in the woods. He's got all crazy hair and beard. He stinks during the whole movie. So Alex Wolff is also in this movie. He's the young kid from this fucking Hereditary, remember?
Timon.
Yeah, the naked brother band guy. He be coming up. He's doing a good job.
Okay.
Acting and shit. So it's artsy fartsy. It's a tad slow, but the performances keep you in, and you want to figure out what the fuck is going on. The premise is so easy. They took his pig. He wanted his fucking pig, but in that journey, his past and other things start to unravel and develop, and we start to figure out a little bit more about the character because he's so mysterious. He don't want to see, nothing. He don't want a phone. He wants to live in the woods with his fucking pig.
Okay.
But the movie does a good job in showing the past, and there's some parts where they open up to each other and blah 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 blah. It surprised me. It's not for everybody. People might call it boring. It's not a 9, so slow your fucking roll, IGN.
Okay.
But it also looks expensive, It's not Saban like Bubbles hates Saban. Saban, the CW of movie making.
Bougie.
But it looks like Netflix. It looks good. It looks like it has
production.
Like it has budget, right?
Okay.
It really did surprise me. It's a good watch. I wouldn't put it as Mandy because the theme of Mandy is and what happens is so crazy. This is more
Mandy's like a trip and a half.
Yeah, this is more laid back. There's like cooking involved and like the story and what his fucking food evokes in people. Like he used to be a chef and other stuff. You just start to unravel Nicolas Cage's character. But
but how the hell is he so intimidating?
You gotta look you gotta know what he looks like. He looks like a hobo. He's got long silver hair. He's got long ass beard. He's just like grunty, and the only thing he loves in this world is his pig. Okay. The pig is cute as fuck.
He looks rough.
That's what I'm saying. So he's like, "Where's my pig?" And then they're like, "Well, where's my pig?" So it gets funny almost, because all he wants is a fucking pig, and everybody's, messing with him. But it's okay. It's 7.5 out of 10 probably.
Okay. Oh damn. Okay.
MVP the pig, and El Pinche Nicolas Cage. So if you're into that, give it a shot. Also released a couple weeks ago, I think, was The Forever Purge, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I was gonna watch it, just forgot about it.
Yeah. You're not really missing out. So all the rules are broken as a sect of lawless marauders decide that the annual purge does not stop at daybreak and instead should never end. So you don't actually see the actual purge take place. Like the events don't happen during the purge. You feel me?
Yeah. It's after, right?
Yeah.
Morning after.
So it's literally like a scene or two that the purge ends, and it's a lot about like racism towards Mexicans, and there's a lot of Mexicans. There's a lot of Spanish. This lady from the zombie movie, Ana de la Guerra. Yeah, she's the main. She's the main squeeze in this. She does a good job. There's some kind of hokey traps. It's kind of okay, whatever. There's like a very cheap jump scare the first 5 minutes. There was like that saw contraption. I don't know. It was bloody, but it didn't feel like a Purge movie. It felt like a ripoff of a Purge movie with FX quality. No, not FX. What's the other one?
FXX?
No. FX is dope. What am I thinking of? Sci-fi.
Oh shit.
Yeah, sci-fi. It's probably the worst of the purges, I think.
I would imagine. Do the Mexicans like represent?
Yeah, I mean they kick ass, and there's a bunch of Mexicans, and it's like so the group of marauders are basically like white supremacist guys, who they even have their own logo and their own flag, and they want to. Yeah, and they're like, oh, get out of my goddamn country and shit, and then the good guys are like, no, but they're their land, and actually we stole their country first, de la madre, and it's like, okay, and then they start killing because of that, and then you get the Mexicans who are crossing the border and they're fighting, and okay, we gotta run away. So the the sanctum of the purge is broken. So there's no rules of like, we just gotta hold out 3 more minutes. Nah, these fools are hunting Mexicans, right?
Oh shit, that's rough.
It's rough, but the movie's also rough because it's not the greatest.
I would imagine that happening like Sinaloa, like the purge bleed, because allegedly they're like opening the Mexican border so people can take refuge, right?
Yeah.
I can just imagine like, oh, that's just Tuesday in here.
Oh yeah, you bring it, motherfucker. We don't call it a purge, we call it martes, fool.
Yeah. Which is really, really sad, but hey, it's
really, really fucking true.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're a purge fan, you probably always seen it. I don't know. I'll just leave it like that. It's the worst purge movie of the purge movies. It's the worst of the purge movies.
I can see that.
But we kind of knew that going in,
Yeah.
And it takes place in daylight. It's not that scary. The atmosphere that they try to set wasn't like super dope.
Yeah.
It's not scary. It's even though the purge are not necessarily scary, but whatever. All right, let's keep pushing.
But they instill a little bit of like tension.
Right. And this takes in in place in the desert, so it's not. The atmosphere is kind of open, so you're like, okay, whatever.
Okay.
That keep it pushing. Let's do something that I believe did a very good job. But you're finally gonna come in with your review of Gunpowder Milkshake. This dropped on Netflix. It's about a 3 generation of women fight back against those who could take everything from them. Starring Karen Gillan, Lena Headey. How do we? Headey. Paul Giamatti, Ed Birch, Carla Gugino. Angela Bassett, Michelle Yeoh.
No, you said it wrong.
What did I say?
Angela fucking Bassett.
Yeah, you uncultured swine.
I will.
What do you thought about Gunpowder Milkshake?
I had fun. It was fun. I thought it was a little bit like out of time-ish in the sense that it kind of feels like it's in the 60s, but it's kind of in...
You can't really place it perfectly, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can't place it, but it's fun. It did some very interesting things with the action.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say that Karen Gillan was not my MVP.
Ooh, okay, that's fine.
Cause I was like, okay, she's a badass, but she's kind of one note.
I don't know. I mean, the character is one note. So the basic of the movie is that her and her mama basically did a job and killed someone who's not supposed to, someone's son, and that person wants a revenge.
But it was like
similar to
the organization sent them to kill them. They say, oh no, you shouldn't have killed them. Like,
right.
Motherfucker, you sent me.
So it's very John Wicky in that sense, where there's jobs and you gotta do the thing. There's also a diner, which is kind of considered like the Intercontinental from John Wick. So there's a lot of things taken from John Wick. It kind of looks like John Wick with bright neon contrasted with the black backgrounds. The whole vibe in the world is like John Wick, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a strange extension of it.
Yeah. So back to Karen. Her hand-to-hand fighting didn't look natural.
Yeah.
I think
that was most of my gripes with it.
Yeah. And not saying that ladies can't kick ass, because the other 4 ladies look natural. I think she might be too tall and lanky. That it just came off a little weird. She did a better job in Jumanji. And I don't know if it was her who was doing the kicking ass. You know, she had a body double. Mm-hmm. But in this, you can see it's her throwing the punches, her doing the choreography, and like you can kind of tell it in her face what she's about to do.
Yeah,
maybe she wasn't uncomfortable with it. I don't know. Something was off. Like the hand-in-hand combat I felt like it was a little off. Like you look at John Wick, and from the 2010s at least,
and it's smooth.
It's just smooth. It's on point. Like you know that this motherfucker been training for 2 years. This motherfucker being Keanu Reeves, 2 years to pull this shit off. I'm not trying to like hate on her, but you can kind of see it on her face that she knows what's coming next. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It just looked off. But when Lena Headey was kicking ass in the library, that looked natural to me.
Yeah.
So it might have been that she's just taller than everybody and it comes off lanky. But but that's not necessarily a negative thing, because they do make that up with creativity. The ways that they would hit people and the way that they would kill people is very creative. Mm-hmm. There was a very fun and hilarious cripple fight. I thought that was really hilarious and cool.
I just imagine Jimmy going, no, what was it? Who was it? Cartman? Cripple fight! Cripple fight! And then all that shit happened. I was like, oh, that just made it 10 times better.
So they're all like handicapped. They're in wheelchairs, and they have a very dope and empowering fight. Yeah. But that's what I meant. Like the creativity was there and kept me engaged.
The car chase also.
Car chasing, and that had a different element to it. It wasn't a normal car chase. There was something else added that make you pay attention, you know? And kept them from being just ladies kicking ass being boring. It was ladies kicking ass being very entertaining. The story isn't holy shit revolutionary. It's like I killed the wrong guy, now that guy's family wants revenge. Mm-hmm. Okay, dun. But the way that they spice it up with these different I guess you can say handicaps that they gave the characters to power through was great. I believed every lady could kick the guy's ass the way they were fighting. Like they weren't like choke slamming them or doing anything out of, impossibly that looked super fake,
Yeah. And the cool thing is that they're not untouchable.
Right.
They get their asses handed to them also.
Yep.
And by the end I was like, okay, this has to happen. And then a lot of stuff happened. I was like, okay, they better do this specific thing. And then they did it. I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's predictable. You know where it's going, but the way it's presented to you is very cool. There's a very dope, the last scene is a very sweet slow motion shot, and you can see everything. Oh, yes. It's like 300-esque.
Yeah.
But instead of like the plains of wherever the fuck 300 took place, was it Rome?
No.
Sparta?
Near Persia?
Yeah, Persia. It's inside of a damn coffee diner, so it's great. It's very fun.
Yeah, they did a good job with it.
Fun, high action. Like I would be very excited if they're like, oh, Gunpowder Milkshake those.
Simon.
Gunpowder Milkshake Trace. Sure. If it's the same, more of the same, I have no problem with it. Because it's a good product.
It's a very good product. And the cool thing is that it's very colorful.
Yes, it's colorful. It's like it's subtle girl power. It's not Charlie's Angels in your face girl power. Yes, every person who's a good guy is a lady. Mm-hmm. But I kind of didn't realize that until I just said it now. It's like, this is the kind of girl power I like, and even though girl power is not for me, I'm not a girl, but I cool. like this one. You know, it does. Charlie's Angel always makes me feel like shit after it.
A little bit.
Well, the newest one always makes me feel like shit because they're just badgering men, man. That's not cool girl power.
Oh, I thought the other ones. I haven't seen that one.
No, don't. Okay. This one's way better. So I would be super excited for a Gunpowder Milkshake. Dos, a Tres, a Cuatro, whatever the fuck. I'm down. And it's Netflix, son. It's Netflix.
Oh, well. So we can't not watch it.
Yeah, you cannot watch it unless you live in Mexico. Let's keep it pushing. We got a couple more movies that I dipped in this week, and this is a big one, as you can tell by my shirt. Space Jam: A New Legacy, or as I titled it, Space Jam Member Berries.
Where are the member berries from?
South Park.
Oh,
2 South Park references in one episode. Holy shit!
Damn.
So the story is wild. So a rogue artificial intelligence kidnaps the son of famed basketball player LeBron James, who then has to work with Bugs Bunny to win a basketball game. Mm-hmm. That's like the super mega simplified version of it, but the way they justified those things to have that happen was kind of extra.
Okay.
So we have Al G Rhythm, played by Don Cheadle. Mm-hmm. And he lives in the Warner Brothers serververse, and he wants everybody to know that he is the big kahuna, that he's the shit, and he needs a spokesperson to help him do that, and he settles on LeBron James. Bada bada bing, yada yada yada. LeBron James is now in the serververse playing basketball against his son and Al G Rhythm.
Against his son?
Yes. That is not said in any trailer, but yes, against his son, because LG Rhythm is like turning the son against the dad and whatever. So they're separated inside the serververse. So LG Rhythm, I'm just gonna call him Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle is like brainwashing his son on one side, and LeBron Brigadier James has the whole Warner Brother serververse to build a team. But because Bugs Bunny done it before, he like, I know who we pick, and the Looney Tunes got banished, so they're scattered across all the Warner Brothers serververse. So you have
they couldn't just get Superman.
They did. They tried, but stuff happens, and it's like, because Bugs Bunny wants compillas, pues.
Okay.
So Bugs Bunny is telling LeBron like, no, this is Daffy Duck over Superman, dog. What's wrong with you? So that leads to the game. Yada yada yada. Boom boom boom. We got Space Jam: A New Legacy. Plus we got other aspects within him in his kit, like it's super more extra, but that's just movies nowadays. Like they have to justify every little thing, you know.
They just can't leave it to imagination.
Right, like they have to have a conflict between LeBron and the kid, so the kid wants to play with the other guy, and then that's a whole thing, but then stuff happens at the end and you're like, okay, I don't feel any holy shit about that. And it's weird. The first Space Jam, which you and I loved, me being a Super Jordan mark, and I guess you being a Looney Tunes mark, it was just weird and cool to see the biggest sports star in the world mess around with Bugs Bunny. So because we've been there and done that, it's hard to be like, oh yeah, this is better. But the end product is kind of the same. You know? Because it's the exact same thing as LeBron James and the Looney Tunes playing basketball against a bad guy.
Okay, yeah.
But where the even more convolution comes in is, other than the story, is that they make the Warner Brothers serververse. So this is where the member berries come in, and like any character that you like is in this movie as the background cheering, and they'll splash the Flintstones or the Mask or the Joker or King Kong. There's like everybody's in there. Everybody's in there. So it just felt a little pandery. It felt like because LeBron James and Bugs Bunny can't carry a movie on its own, unlike the first one, we need to splash it with more shit. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, the whole Cyberverse doesn't need to be there. You can take that completely out, even though it's going to end up being like the first movie. It doesn't matter. The movie takes place probably 70% in animation. So you don't see LeBron just in the beginning and towards the end of the movie when he's playing the game. The same with the Bugs Bunny animation. He's cartoon and then he's CGI towards the end, which I thought was pretty cool. It was a cool idea. It was pretty brilliant to have LeBron be more voice cartoon acting than acting, because you can tell he's struggling in the beginning to kind of act, and it feels like towards the movie he gets better during the movie, which is weird, but you give him a pass.
Okay.
And I thought that the CGI animation was terrible, but just from the trailer, but it's not. You get used to it. It makes sense. It looks good. Mm-hmm. What I wanted was recognition of the first film, and
did they?
There was one line that I was like, okay, cool, I'm content with that, but they kept doing other things that I was like, okay, and then they kind of beat me over the head with it, so it went overboard, but it was still okay, cool. So the way they take up NBA stars is that the kid is trying to be a video game creator, and he has 3D models of these basketball players that he took from an All-Star game. You see how convoluted that sounds?
Yes.
Instead of it just being a fucking magic ball that everybody touched. You feel me? Uh-huh. Okay. So the kid has 3D models of, Klay Thompson, the Brow, Dame Time, Damian Lillard. I can't pronounce this other lady's name, and then the other lady también, I forgot her name.
Well, of course it has to be that.
There's two ladies. No, the one she's like African her name. Oh. And the other one is Diana DeRossi, legend of the WNBA. Mm-hmm. But then they make them monsters, and it's just too convoluted, man. But okay, whatever. There's jokes. There's NBA jokes. There's jokes about LeBron's career. A couple ones that kind of hammer you over the head with it. Again, he's in the Warnerverse, so we find out that LeBron is a Hufflepuff, by the way. So that's a point for you, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. I wondered if this movie has the same effect on little kids that the OG did for me. It just gave me little Ready Player One vibes. But I was having fun. Like, and the morale of the movie is you do you, so I can't really be pissed at it. But every reference you can think of, it's there. But I would say that the argument between the movies is kind of the same as the argument between the players, LeBron and MJ. People who grew up with MJ are going to say that MJ is better, and people who grew up with LeBron are going to say that LeBron is better. I've seen posts going both ways, saying that this one's better than the original. I'm going to say it's about the same, but because the original is the original, that one wins. So it's the same thing.
I think the best argument, the best LeBron versus Michael argument. I think the movie was Bad Teacher with Cameron Diaz. This dude, Jason Segel, and this kid just arguing. He was like, "How many rings does Michael have?"
6.
Yeah, like 6 rings. He was like heated, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I love this."
Yeah, I mean the conversation between Jordan and LeBron will go on forever. To the point where people got the stats from the movie.
Okay.
So they got the players' stats from the game in the movie, right? So Jordan went 22 for 22 in the field goal and had one game winner. He had no rebounds. He had no assists. LeBron went 4 for 5 field goals, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 game winner. Then people are like, the GOAT debate is over because of this cartoon. Yeah, that's been all over the internet.
No mames.
So, I mean, if you have children and you vaguely like the first one, I think you're gonna have a good time. You know, it's not a terrible movie, but I've been there, done that, and then they splashed member berries all over. That's the only. It was just like, okay, you're pandering to me. I get you. Like, it might be flashier and cooler, but it's never gonna be better than the original, which is everything these days.
I should have your copy though.
Yeah.
I saw that there was like these they were just shitting on the movie, and I was like, oh my god,
it doesn't
why?
deserve all that. It's not as bad as the internet is saying. It's just people love the original so much that they're gonna defend it,
Okay.
tooth and nail.
I thought it was that.
I'm not suing them from her time. It's a good 7.5 movie. But I've seen it before. It's not, it's a cool adventure. But you can tell it's just blatantly obvious what they're trying to do with like, here's this flashy. You like Game of Thrones, right? You like Harry Potter, right? You like Batman. You like Superman, right? You like King Kong. Like it's all bam, 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 and it's you're not resting on what made the first movie dope, which is just Looney Tunes and Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it can't be a rehash of the same shit.
And Bill Murray, come on.
There's no Bill Murray. There's a very, very cool tease though, and that was probably my favorite part of the movie. But I'll tell you. I'll tell you after, so I don't spoil, because that's the best part of the movie. So it's an okay watch. Let me know what you guys let me know what you guys think about that one.
Okay.
Let's get to the final series of La Semana. It actually landed as we were finished recording last week, so we could see. But I mean, 2 Marvel things is too much, so it's fine. Talk about LoKi on Disney Plus. So the mercurial villain LoKi resumes his role as the god of mischief in a new series that takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame. Technically Avengers, no, because timelines are tricky. But we're
time don't exist in this.
Yeah, we're in New York in 2012. That's where we take off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he fucks off in the movie Endgame. Where he fucks off, we follow that LoKi, because that's only one of many, many, many LoKis.
Mm-hmm.
Timelines and this kind of shit confuse me the fuck out of me, way.
Okay.
But this did a good job in keeping it chill.
Mm-hmm.
I understood it, because your boy a stupido, dog.
No, but whenever somebody tries to tamper with some time stuff,
yeah,
they do it so convolutedly.
Yeah, and they did a good job right here just by having a screen with branches letting you know each one of these branches is a different timeline that's fucking up. You don't want it to get to this line, because if not, we're gonna fuck everything up. And then they would fix it, and it would go back to normal. That's all I needed to know. It's easy to follow. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
I feels you.
Yeah.
I really loved the old-timey futuristic tech vibe to it.
That's
my MVP.
My favorite part.
Yeah. It's like futuristic things done by old-timey
that's
devices.
Like the architectural and design wave of the 50s and 60s, what we call mid-century, and I was like, oh motherfucker. It was like my wet dream in a series.
But doing crazy futuristic sci-fi stuff like teleporting you or opening a door to a different dimension or whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. So it's very quirky and weird. There's time variance authority. That's a TVA. They touch upon the timekeepers. Answer my question, why not convict the Avengers, because they also broke timeline stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They answered it.
They
answered it. So I love when I have a question and the show answers it. I love that. Do you think the setting fits LoKi perfectly? Because I do.
Yes, it does, because they kind of humble him.
Yeah.
Through beating his ass.
And the first time we saw him, he was like very flashy, right? He has a stick with a glowing blue light that shoots shit, and now he's like in very dry, sepia filtered room with like a jumpsuit on, and he's
so
still
bland.
Yeah, and he thinks he's a shit, and he just can't do it.
And that's where I think my only gripe with these type of things, or anything that has Thor and LoKi on it,
which is what?
The TVA is made of humans.
Yeah.
LoKi.
Spoiler alert, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Kinda.
LoKi is, for all intents and purposes, a god.
Yeah.
So the thing is that when you're in the TVA, no, you can't use magic or whatever.
Right.
But his constitution isn't magic. His constitution is he's a fucking god.
Right.
They beat his ass 6 days to Sunday.
Yeah.
And I was like, that pisses me off, because he's Hulk would beat his ass because it's the Hulk.
Yeah.
But humans, neta? Are you serious? And that's the only thing that was not believable.
But I guess the whole point of TVA is that they stripped the powers from them, and he's just a normal human.
That's him. That's the thing, that him being an Asgardian gives him this ultimate like game breaker because of what he is. So they can strip his magic, sure, strip it. But I mean, they made him a human, neta? I was like, okay.
I feel you, because there were parts where he did feel weaker than he should have.
Yeah, they super nerfed him.
Yeah, that thought did come to my mind. Like, okay, you're looking kind of weak there, Lokes.
Mm-hmm.
Do something right now. You're not doing much. So I feel you there.
Other than that, I loved it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So because LoKi broke the times, whatever the fuck, it's up to Owen Wilson to team up with him to find somebody else running around timelines, killing people, and that's kind of the gist of it. That LoKi has to help Owen Wilson find this other murderer that's roaming around just time and space.
Mm-hmm.
I really love the chemistry between Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston. I hope they do more things together. They're probably...
I loved it.
I'm gonna ship him or whatever, even though that's such a tween thing to do. But I love them together. That shit was great.
Well, a lot of people were mighty pissed that they didn't ship them together.
Like romantically?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Owen Wilson is gay. His character, whatever it is, what's his name?
Mobius?
Yeah. I don't think he's gay.
No. They say LoKi's what?
Gender fluid. Yeah.
But I was like, what, really? You people want that shoehorned in? Because I think that's like a shoehorn. Well,
it feels forced because there's already another relationship between him and somebody else developing. So,
I was gonna spoil it. Yeah,
we'll get into it in a second.
Yeah, but I mean, if they did that with Mobius, it would have pissed me off because it would have felt forced.
Mm-hmm.
But what they did, I liked, and how they did it, I liked it.
Yeah,
it does cater to his narcissistic ways, in a sense, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Oh, there was one frame, I forget where it happens, but Tom Hiddleston has like shorter hair.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did something to his hair. Maybe it was like bad. I don't know. There was like a scene, I forget where, but he had shorter hair, and he had such a character face, like a cartoon face. He looked exactly like Charles Muntz, who was the bad guy from Up. If I can find it, I will try to find it, put it together. He looks exactly like him. I was like, holy shit, because he just has such a character face, you know?
See.
It's also very obvious that LoKi is Marvel's Joker, kind of. Now that's cool, but
it does.
He's a god compared to a clown, but he's trying to go for the vibes, kind of.
Yeah, they go in the same vein.
Okay, I'm trying to look for non-spoilers. We covered
it's
that.
Kind of hard.
LoKi kind of weak. Okay, we can get to spoils, but let's rank it before we head on to spoils.
Mm-hmm.
What do you rate it?
I give it an 8.
Okay, it's a solid.
Yeah, for me, it's a solid 8.
I forget what I gave the other two, but I did like the other two better than LoKi.
Right there?
The other two just grasped me better than LoKi did.
Okay.
Because I feel like there was too much going on, which did pay off towards the end, and there's more implications on LoKi towards the MCU than anything else out there right now. But it did lose me for some episodes. There's a lot of blah 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 blah, and then
there's a lot of it. I mean, there's a lot of side stories.
Yeah,
and we get 2 Lovecraft Country characters in this.
Hell yeah. Let me
I
get
was gonna say shit.
No,
but I was like, hold on. Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the lady.
Yeah, the lady. I was like, oh shit, okay. And then the other one.
Okay, we'll get into the other one in a second. Let me read this real quick. LoKi director Kate Herron confirmed the season's finale cliffhanger ending will have deep implications going to the MCU. We should say no more, but we don't want to spoil anything. We will in a second. What was the other thing? That Marvel also had a meeting about the MCU's rules of the multiverse. She had a meeting. Oh, this is Kevin Feige. The multiverse is coming up in a big way. There's interconnectivity. There's that people have already started to see and suss out. So this goes back to what I'm saying, that there's heavy implications with this show towards the overarching story of the MCU. Like this affects everything. We finna get into spoil so I can release the chain off my dog so he can say what he gotta say. Spoils, y'all been warned. Different LoKis, eh? That first show was dope.
Yeah, I loved it.
What's the name of the old guy?
Oh my god, I don't remember, but I think that was my favorite LoKi.
He pitched Richard E. Grant. He plays classic LoKi. He's got the classic LoKi getup. He pitched a solo show. He pitched a couple ideas to try to have a solo show, which I would totally watch. If it was just him and his old adventures, that'd be great. Like everything that led up to him being banished to the whatever the fuck.
Yeah, to the end of time.
Sure, that'd be great.
It was. I had a lot of fun with that guy because he liked to. I don't know. I just found it so funny that he was always playing with his cape. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah. He was like just always swinging it around or just playing with it. It was like, dude, you're such a child, and you just spoke to my inner child.
We have an actual child playing LoKi as well.
Yeah, that was also cool.
And a black LoKi who appeared to had the Mjolnir also.
Like, but it was like an engine part.
Yeah,
which was so weird.
Did you catch Frog Thor?
Yes.
Did you know he's voiced by Chris Hemsworth?
I was, yeah. I mean, I found out like 2 days after, and I was like, neta, that grunt is Hemsworth. He got paid just to grunt. Okay. Goddamn, son.
That's the type of success I want.
Hell yeah.
Just want to get paid to be grunted. I did feel like the third episode was a little wonky, of both of them trapped in a different planet, but even that episode doesn't feel like a chore. They just kept it the shortest. It was a third episode.
Yeah, I think it has the most character development, which is why I liked it a lot. But yeah, it is a little bit stagnant.
I just felt like something was missing, and I can't put my finger on exactly what it is.
And it picked up once everything blew up. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So let's get to the big bag of the MCU, which is Kang the Conqueror. A lot of people were saying that it was going to be that.
Which it kind of was.
What do you mean it kind of was?
Like the end bad guy, it kind of was Kang the Conqueror, but it was not Kang the Conqueror.
I mean, it's
just a variant of him.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. I'm trying to look for this guy's name.
Jonathan Majors?
Yeah, Jonathan Majors.
I always want to call him Jason Masters. I don't know why.
You're close. Very close. But Jonathan Majors, as you mentioned before, he's the main star of Lovecraft Country. R.I.P. Lovecraft Country. He plays Kang the Conqueror.
You were going to tell me something about Lovecraft Country.
I fucked up last week, but I'll see if we can put it on the pod because we're running a little long on this one. So yeah, I loved him as that character because he's kind of very serious. At least I've only seen him in serious, and he's like fucking around in this one. He's like very quirky and weird. He fits that world. I really enjoyed him. As far as him being the big bad for the whole MCU, I don't know.
Well, I think that I found that the most interesting thing because he was quirky and thing, but this guy was millions of years old. And we don't know how Kang the Conqueror is going to work, but he's supposed to be this evil bad. But the thing is that the way Jonathan Majors speaks, there's something about his cadence and his tone of voice and the sounds his tongue makes that I find it kind of hard to think about him as like a big bad.
It's not intimidating. You want to be his friend.
No. Yeah,
that could be part of that could be part of the scary thing that he can sell you on anything too. So I just don't feel the impending doom of Thanos yet. You know, because it's just one guy in a cape where you're like, okay, you're gonna fuck up the whole MCU. Okay, I need to see more.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously just got one of a million variants of this guy.
Yeah,
but he was so funny.
Yeah, he was great.
I loved him.
Yeah, again, this is not a shot on Jonathan Majors at all. It's just a character. No. I'm not familiar with it that much.
Me neither.
I don't feel an impending doom yet. We've only seen him in one 45-minute episode. They did say at the end of it, LoKi will return in season 2. Because as we know, at the end of it, Kang the Conqueror was like the ruler of the TVA shit. I wonder if he's obviously stuck in a different timeline, right?
Yeah, and by the end when Sylvie kills that guy, that is what branches everything and makes the multiverse.
Right, which further explains what's going to happen probably in Spider-Man, which further is going to... That's another link towards...
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, y la verga. It's a fucking universe, son. You taking note? DC, fuck wrong with you? Get your shit together.
But I don't know. I know that Doctor Strange is going to be this huge thing. But why just that one?
What do you mean?
Like everything up till now looks like it's just catering to like the multiverse of madness. Everything is leading up to that movie.
You think?
That's what I feel. And
maybe that's going to address it the most out of the other ones.
I would imagine. But what it feels like they're gearing up for an event. That's what I felt with the Avengers one. Like everything was leading up to Avengers.
So
when they say something about an Infinity Stone, I was like, oh shit! Then my pants just dropped when I heard that.
Yeah.
So what's coming next?
So you feel like Doctor Strange is the first Avengers?
It feels like, because they're hyping it up a lot. So
you think his story is gonna be concluded for the most part there, or you think he's gonna be the big bad of the whole phase?
I don't know. I kind of feel like he's gonna be the big bad of the whole phase, because King the Conqueror is a big bad motherfucker in the comics, as what I've heard. But I don't know if he's like Thanos menacing.
No, he's not. I know that's the only one thing about the MCU. They blew their load with like the biggest bad ever.
Yeah.
But we're also getting new Avengers, because we're not going to have the OGs there with Iron Man and Captain America. Well, we have a Captain America, but it's not the OG Captain America. It's a new black Captain America. Very cool.
It's
very
a human Captain America.
Human Captain America. And a few others are going to be not involved with this. So maybe he's not a huge big bad, but if you take out the MCU big bads, which are the ones that I mentioned, including Thor and the Guardians, and then you get fucking Captain Marvel the fuck out of here, and and then you have just fucking Shang-Chi, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and whoever's gonna come out of Wakanda as a Black Panther to fight Kang. I mean, okay. Oh, and Yelena as the new Black Widow. It makes sense, but level one for level one,
Timon.
I don't know, but I just love that it all matters, It could be a smart thing to have. It's the most brilliant thing, because it forces you to watch LoKi,
Yeah, it does.
You need to know what the fuck happened, or at least what's the end, What's the end game? No pun intended of the damn series. What happens? Which is what Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all these other shows before that didn't really feel so impactful to the overarching story of the MCU.
No, I mean, they were inside the universe, but they were like the side mission of the side mission.
To the point where Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had fucking Ghost Rider, one of my favorites, and I didn't give a fuck about it. Because it doesn't matter.
And I think that was son. That was the best part of that. Allegedly, Ghost Rider and its effects and whatever almost ended the show because it was so expensive to make.
And I think it looked like caca still, no? A little bit?
Well, no. It didn't look foul. It looked okay for TV, because we also get the OG Ghost Rider. There's like a second, because he gives this Ghost Rider his powers. So, long story short, it would have been amazing that they incorporated that into the DCU, but they didn't. It just stayed there.
Okay, he doesn't look that foul, but he's not talking. Maybe he looks foul when he's talking or something. It's a Mexican?
Sí, güey.
Representation.
Sí, güey. And he
the bad guy Terminator.
Simon.
Remember the bad guy? Remember Terminator and the bad guys?
Of course.
Damn, the way to go Rider. Still don't give a shit.
He in
Sorry, Angels of Steel. Still don't give a motherfucker.
Dog. We can't do that. Now, wasn't he also in the? No, the guy that was with Shia LaBeouf is the one that's in the.
Yeah, no. I know what you're thinking about, but no.
No.
So yeah. I'm excited, man, for the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
What'd you think of Sylvie?
She was cool. She was
I
dope.
loved her.
I hope she sticks around and becomes an Avenger or something. I wouldn't mind. I do want more Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston though. It doesn't even have to be. It doesn't even have to be MCU related. They can have a whole cop buddy cop movie on the side or something. I'd be down. I'm trying to remember.
I love it. I think this is one of my favorite Owen Wilson participations in anything.
He was fucking great, and he's Tom Hiddleston, right? He's fucking Owen Wilson with the wows and all this other shit. And it doesn't matter. It fits perfectly. Pues.
And like, Tom Hiddleston impersonates him very good.
Yeah.
Imagine LoKi impersonating him.
You could do a million things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish there was a Tom Hiddleston Owen Wilson movie. But Tom Hiddleston is so freaky's not the right word. He's very character like.
Yeah.
I can't picture him in anything else that doesn't
involve him being a character.
Of mystical proportion. I can't see him being a normal dude, struggling with women or some bullshit,
I mean, he kind of did that when he did the, what was it, John Williams?
John Williams.
Oh, what was the musician that he played?
In what?
He was in a movie where he played like this amazing musician.
Tom Hiddleston?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What the fuck? Let me Google it, because now
I'm looking at the thing right at it, but I don't even know the name of the movie.
Okay, let me just check it out, because goddamn, Tom's a gem.
He's great, but he looks kind of like an alien. Like the LoKi aspect fits him perfectly.
There is something uncanny for that guy. God damn.
Right. So him being like a normal dude struggling with women problems, like I can't see him in a rom-com is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking around in space, fighting giant hulks, that fits perfectly.
He was in Crimson Peak. Remember that?
But even that has a weird, creepy tone.
That was what I was going to say, that it looked strange.
But he fits in that world.
Exactly.
So I want a fucking movie with him and Owen Wilson, but I can't. I don't know. Even Kong Island was I wasn't a huge fan of him, and then I forget that he's in that. But I don't know.
It was badass in that.
But I forget that he's in it.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's Captain Marvel, mija, and Samuel L. Jackson.
He was in War Horse.
Okay.
What the?
Let's get off.
He was in Midnight in Paris with Owen Wilson?
Mira, que suave. That's probably the chemistry that I'm reading. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was.
I haven't seen that movie.
Scott Fitzgerald. Yeah, I've seen this movie, and I never thought. It never hit you.
It never hit you. That's
exactly. He never hit me.
That's why they have so much character, because they've worked together before. I bet you. I'm gonna watch that movie now, because I bet you their chemistry is off the chain. Anything else that we missed about LoKi, dude?
I mean, I could imagine that we're missing a lot, but I don't know. It's
good. It's a good watch.
Thing to experience.
Yeah, it did give me a tickle for Legion, so I might have to hop out and finish that.
Oh, see, I'm still missing the third season.
Me too. I'm a third season behind, so maybe we'll do it for a week or two, or do something else about it. But I'm excited. It's a good one. I liked it. What's the next Disney Plus shit coming? Is it Hawkeye, or is it what's coming first? Hawkeye or Samuel L. Jackson?
I think it's Hawkeye. I'd love to be Hawkeye.
Why?
I don't know, because I want to watch more Florence Pugh.
All right, she's gonna be in that. So Hawkeye's gonna be
Hank Williams.
That's the name of the movie you're talking about?
Yeah, the movie's I Saw the Light, and he's playing Hank Williams beside Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh, mira que suave. Look at all this fuckery. So Hawkeye released later 2021. I don't think the other one has a release date.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, there's no release date. So we're probably getting Hawkeye at the end of the year, which is probably the next show. Well, no, we got the other one too. There's a Miss Marvel show also coming.
Simón. Miss Marvel or
Miss,
Simón, sí, cierto. Miss Marvel es la morrilla.
La morrilla. So we might get that and then Hawkeye. But before that, we got What If, and next month. So I'm stoked. Anything Disney Plus to do, I'm there, son. That's what we thought about LoKi. That's what we thought about Space Jam, Gunpowder Milkshake, Le Purge, and Cochinito, bro. K-Pick. Yeah. And don't forget that the MVP of this episode was y'all. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe in the bottom. Let us know if we're doing a good job or suggest something.
Mi verga, güey. They ain't listening. If you listen, you the MVPs.
If you listen, you leave it. Pues por eso, pendejo. If they can't listen, they don't know that I just called them an MVP, you fuck.
La verga.
Leave a like, comment, and subscribe in the bottom. What you thought about everything we watched. I think the Jaws thingy might be coming next week. That I promised you, but it's still coming. It's coming. I just can't get away from the fucking Sopranos. Anyway, anything you want to say to the beautiful people, Felix?
I don't know. What can I say?
I don't know. I love you or something. I'm gonna give you a week to come up with a better tagline.
Okay. Cause you just rolled into my tagline last time.
I did.
I think I
didn't want to.
One.
I
peeked on that one.
Like that's where you evolved and you can't use it because
No. I played it.
You can just say you, thank you, whatever the fuck you want. Shout outs to anybody, whatever you want to do, son. I'm gonna cut it out anyway.
Yeah. Shout out to my girl. I love everybody. And you suck my dick.
No, I don't like that tagline. Oh, then forever you idiot. How do we go from eating ass to sucking dick? No way. That's not a good one.
I mean, you can do both things in the same moment.
Not what the no.
Yes, you can.